Hi, I'm Vizzy. I like making diagrams, so let's get right into it. I'm sure if you spent any time online, you've probably encountered your fair share of personality quizzes. Whether it's Myers Briggs, Enneagram, or even the Zodiac, they all seem to be lacking in one way or the other. And they all seek to explain the same thing. Who are we, fundamentally? And not only that, who are the people around us? Because as human beings, we all have a limited perspective of others' perception of the world, and inevitably we will be biased in viewing everyone else's experiences and have to fill the gaps with empathy and broadening our horizons with meeting and interacting with different people to better understand the human condition. So it may seem easier to just boil it down to a simple personality test. And I think that's something that fundamentally needs to be explained with each of these, and with my own that I'll present to you. This is all for fun. It's all vibes based, and it can be taken as seriously as you would wish. So, what exactly is the Alvin Simon Theodore matrix? Well, in short, this personality matrix compares the characteristics of the three main chipmunks from the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise. So, what we'll do is we'll explain each of their personality traits and then explain how each of them interact in this matrix. So, first we have Alvin. So, someone in the Alvin category is enthusiastic, fearless, charming, energetic, imaginative, but they are also impulsive, self-indulgent, headstrong, chaotic, and prideful. Next, we have Simon. Simons are intelligent, responsible, mature, selfless, observant. But they can also be sarcastic, feisty, uptight, irritable, and judgmental. And then we have Theodore. Theodores are kind, sensitive, caring, sweet, and innocent. But they are also naive, gullible, cowardly, timid, and can be shy. So when we look at this, it's a 3x3 grid. When the same name overlaps, anyone in that category will be known as an Alvin, Simon, or Theodore. So they are quintessentially that category. However, when two names overlap, this is where things get interesting. Say we're talking here in position 2, this is a Simon Alvin adjacent, or a Simon with Alvin tendencies. Another key feature to understand is that your position can change. For example, I will say for myself, I was more in this quadrant here, Theodore with Alvin tendencies. But over time, I felt the Alvin tendencies took more prominence, and I feel that I am now in that quadrant. So the positions are flexible and not stuck in place. And that's a key feature of this diagram. So categorizing yourself is as easy as looking at which chipmunk is most like yourself. Or if you're unsure, you should ask your friends. Keep in mind the personality traits listed for each chipmunk is not comprehensive. So even if it wasn't explicitly stated, you can extrapolate certain personality traits from each of them. Or if you feel like a certain chipmunk has most of your personality traits, that should still qualify. Additionally, anyone's position on the matrix is not necessarily an entire category. So someone doesn't exist all throughout here. They're more of a dot that could be in any of these spots. Remember, it's all vibes based, so pick the position that fits you best. Additionally, there may be confusion around what a Simon Alvin adjacent and an Alvin Simon adjacent are. In short, you have to look at what the first letter of each position is. That will always be the prominent chipmunk in the personality. So the left column is Alvin, the center is Simon, and the rightmost is Theodore. So kind of similar how I went from Theodore Alvin to Alvin Theodore. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've created a list of a couple people to categorize them on the matrix, just to show you it in action. Let's start with Mr. Beast. Now, I'm definitely getting Alvin vibes from him. I would say I'd probably put him in Alvin Simon. Outgoing enough to be a YouTuber, but just how much he knows the YouTube meta throws me off. Next up is my mom. My mom's a sweetie, and I don't think I'd put her anywhere else than Theodore Alvin adjacent. Hassan. Either Simon Theodore or Theodore Simon. I'm actually going to say Theodore Simon, because socialism is when care about people too much. Next is Pokimane. You know, I'm kind of in between two right now. I think Alvin Simon or Alvin Theodore could work, but I think like Alvin Simon here. I think Mr. Beast was higher, but she should be lower. Former President Barack Obama. All vibes. This just feels right. Simon Alvin. I think that's like the politician square, honestly. Miss Taylor Swift. Theodore Simon. Now, did I unintentionally compare Taylor Swift to Hassan Piker? I guess I did. The power of the Matrix, folks. Jay Schlatt. Simon Alvin. And now I just compared a popular YouTuber to a politician. Maya Higa. Simon Theodore. That feels right. Ludwig. Same spot as Mr. Beast, I think. Feels right. Kim Kardashian. I think the truest form of an Alvin. Curtis Connor. Theo Simon. Closer to Theo. Selena Gomez. Either Theodore Alvin or Alvin Theodore, but I think Theodore Alvin more. And obviously, I don't know these people. I'm making assumptions by what they show on the internet. And again, this is all for fun. So, where would you categorize yourself in the Alvin Simon Theodore matrix? I'm excited to hear your answers. And lastly, if you feel like this is dumb, I don't relate to any of these chipmunks, this is just another silly personality quiz. Sorry, but you're a Dave.